My dear opposition team leader, you have said that you're a proud member of a democratic country. But my question is to you that how many facilities of a democratic country you have enjoyed as a citizen of a democratic country?
By raising question, you are proving that democracy can help you to express your question. That is the advantage of democracy.
Many voters don't have the proper knowledge to give the vote. So in that case, the leader who are elected to elections, they manipulate the voters' mind.
Hey, do you know that 167 countries are at various stages of democracy? There are many advantages of democracy.
Hello, dear audience, and dear ladies and gentlemen, along with the educators, our today's debate program's main attractions, the debaters, and along with the old audience. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to all of you. Today, I would like to conduct a session. This session is all about a debate session. Yes, you heard it right. Today, we would like to conduct a session, a debate, and definitely in English. Today, we're going to have a logical fight. We are not going to be attacked with physically, but we are going to make it prove that we have logical power with our debate session. And that's why we have fixed up a topic to talk about. It's all about democratic government is the best form of government. I know most of you are not agreed or some of you are agreed. I don't know the ratio. Let me have the session to determine whoever is going to win for this debate topic. Here I can say our affirmative team is here. I can introduce you the affirmative team leaders. She is none other than Maliha Fralum. Right after then, I would like to introduce you the team members of Maliha Fralum. She is none other than Marjia Jahan Dipumoni. On the other hand, I would like to introduce you the team leaders of opposition team, and he is none other than Mr. Mahin. Hereby, we can say that another person is standing here, and he is Mr. Saifullah Shurja. Okay, the first thing I would like to give you some basic ground rules. The first rule is for the audience. As an audience, you are highly requested to turn off your mobile phone. Please switch off your mobile phone so that we can have better and cool environment in our debate session. And right after that, you're highly requested not to move here and there because your movement can distract our debaters. This is the first rule for the audience, by the way. Now, I would like to give some ground rules for the debaters. I think you are going to hear it right. The first rules, you're going to have 5 minutes. For each of you are going to have the 5 minutes for substantive presentation or substantive logical fallacy. And right after then, you are going to have another 3 minutes. It's fixed for team leaders. Another 3 minutes for logical explanation. That means you have to crack the logic of opponent team in those 3 minutes. And right after then, you are highly requested and highly advised not to be aggressive with one another or against one another. You have to maintain a friendly environment between you and your team members and all. I do believe we're going to have a special debate session with both the teams. And the first thing I would like to do to start up our session with the first speech or substantive speech of Maliha Hafra. So here is the session for Maliha Hafra.
Hello, dear honorable moderator and my opponent team member and the audience. Good afternoon to all of you. This is Maliha Hafra. I'm from Imperial English Language Club. Today, our debate topic is democracy is the best form of government. Me and my teammate, we are behalf on it. I just want to clarify what is democracy. Democracy is a system of government which state power is vested in the people or the general population of a state. Democracy is a popular sovereignty. In Abraham Lincoln's word, the government of the people, for the people, by the people. Democracy is crucial for human development. When the people have the opportunity to live freely, they will live happily. We have seen that the other form of government trend out day by day, and people suffering the most critical situation. But democracy is the form of government which stood strongly and helped people to gain their freedom. Democracy is the best form of government because it's the accountable form of government, which provides us a method to deal with differences and conflicts. Democracy always offers us the better version of our each decision. The advantage of democracy is mistake can be hidden for a long time. There is space for public discussion or room for correction. Either the government have to change their decision or the government can be changed. Democracy always respect our own wishes. When it fails to do some of these things, it allows a way to correcting its mistake and help people offer more dignity to the audience or the people. Characteristics of democracy often include the freedom of assembly, association, private property, the freedom of speech, religion, the freedom of choosing their leader. According to the global survey conducted by the Pew Research Survey, countries like USA, UK, Germany, Australia, Indonesia, South Korea, majority of their people supported democracy. This support for democracy is justified because democracy always delivers good and help people to enjoy their fundamental rights. When we compare a democratic country and a non-democratic country, we see that on average, democratic country is wealthier. They have the higher level of human development. They're less corrupt, and their people is happier and healthier. That's all from my part. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The team members of SRD team, she has tried to prove that democratic government is one of the best government and it can form the best government in any country. Now, I would like to hear some opinion from the opposition team leader. And here is the team members of opposition team, Mr. Saifullah Surjo. It's your turn now to talk about and to defend your topic that democratic government can't make the best option of government. Please.
Hello, my honorable moderator, my fellow opponent team, and my dear spectators. Assalamu alaikum and good evening to all of you. Today, our debate topic is democracy is the best form of government, and me and my team leader is going to prove that democracy is not the best form of government. There are lots of disadvantages of democracy. I want to include some. All of the people of a country aren't aware of political issues where democracy is all about the people's choice. Democracy is a governmental system where most of the people votes which person, that person becomes the head of the government. But all time, people can't select the perfect representative. We have read on our English textbook that inclusive language can do anything. Most of the leaders can make lie statements by using inclusive language, and people influences through their speeches and used to vote them through their emotion and intuition. And then most people have no knowledge about politics. A question can be heard that why I'm saying politics in each segment. So I want to say that elections, governmental system, government, all is related with politics and all is encompassed with politics, and politics is one of the most intricate subject in the world and most people don't understand it. And then all the people don't have the proper skills to elect someone, and all of the people don't have the exact knowledge that what is going to happen on their country if they choose that person. We can see in some democratic countries, especially in India, maximum people sales their vote to someone after knowing that if the person becomes the head of the government, the country will collapse by in every side. And then Bangladesh is also a democratic country, but democracy is not really happening in this country. And in most of the countries, during election, no hassles happens. But after elections, when another political team loses, they used to do some embarrassing hassles in country for which many people loses their lives, many people loses their everything. That's all from my segment, and my team leader is gonna say some disadvantages of democracy. That's all from my segment, and thank you everyone for listening carefully.
Hello, my dear honorable moderator, and my opponent team members, and my team captains, also the audience. Assalamu alaikum, and a very good afternoon to all of you. First of all, I would like to thank my honorable moderator, Sorabsan Shorob sir, because he given me this opportunity. I'm honored to be standing in front of you. Me and my team captain believe that the democratic government is the best form of government. Today, we are gonna prove that. So let's start the session. According to proof Kerala system of government, in which the people the right to participate in the exercise of sovereign power is called democracy. Most importantly, in a democracy, the people from the government. So this selection of the government by the people gives everyone a chance to work for their countries. It's allowed the law to prevail efficiently as the rules are made by people whom they have selected. Furthermore, they also help people equal rights. This ensures there's equality, better citizens all over the country. Subsequently, it also gives them duties. These duties gives them better citizens and are also important for their overall development. Hey, do you know that 167 countries are at various stages of democracy? There are many advantages of democracy. These are democracy are more peaceful, lower poverty rates, experience higher economical growth, protect the environment, and see more equitable distribution of education. Additionally, democracy allows people of various religions and cultures to exist peacefully. It also makes them live in harmony with one another. People of democracy are more tolerant and also important for their development in our country. This is very important to be happy and prosper life. That's all from my part. Thank you.
I would like to have the different opinion from the different team. And here is our opposition team, and the team leader is waiting for having this conversation with us. So I would like to give you 5 minutes for having the substantive speech on the basis of this topic that you and your team member are going to prove that democratic government is not the best form of government. Here is your session.
Hello, my honorable moderator and my team member, and also my audience. Good morning to all of you, and assalamu alaikum. Me and my team member is here to prove that the democracy is not the best form of government. While democracy shows the freedom and equality, it often leads to the insufficient division and the inequality. I'm here to show why democracy is the not ideal government we believe it to be. Thank you. The costly elections. Democracy needed the frequent election that can be expensive and tolerating to the country. The economic instability. The frequent leadership changes can be economic instability. It unstable our economy of our country. The influence of money and media. Many wealthy individuals influence the voters by money and the media. They highly influence the people that given the vote. Short-term focus. Many wealthy individuals focuses on short-term popularity to win the election. And it can be harm for our long-term policies of our country. Voter ignorance and manipulation. Many voters don't have the proper knowledge to give the vote. So in that case, the leader who are elected to elections, they manipulate the voters' mind that I'm the best, you should give the vote for me. This is my session. Thank you for everyone to listening this session.
Dear audience, now this segment is called the logical crackdown. That means whatever they have talked about, they're going to explain their logical fallacy here. They're going to prove that their logical statement is better compared to other team. So I would like to give the chance. She is the assertive team leader, Malia Afra. She is going to crack down the logical fallacy of the opposition team. So here is your floor.
Firstly, my opponent team member says about the frequently leader changes. It's the advantage of democracy because the leader afraid of the people. If the leader do any mistake, the people don't vote him after 5 years. So he afraid of the people, so he can't do any mistakes.
Right.
He says about proper knowledge or skill. The skill doesn't matter in democracy. Democracy is a system. People have to choose their leader. They have some knowledge from their family, from their society, to choosing their leader. They have the sensibility who give them their proper rights. So they don't need any extra skill to choosing their leader.
Right.
And he says about Indian people sells their votes. We all know a doctor used a knife to make a surgery. The same knife a criminal can use to kill a person. It's not the fault of knife, it's the fault of criminal. So selling vote is not the fault of democracy, it's the fault of people. And if Bangladesh is not perfect example of democracy, we haven't the proper democracy. That's all my part.
Now, I would like to give the chance to the opposition team members to crack down the logical fallacy of the SRIP team. So now, here I can go with Mr. Saifullah Shurjo. He is going to crack down the logic of the SRIP team. Please have your session there.
Actually, my opposition team leader said that about a knife, but I want to say that it's not about any technology or any substance, it's about a system. And you won't get proper democracy in any country. In actual, democracy is a Greek word and the full meaning of democracy is rule by the people. But you won't get in any country the rule by the people. And she also said that if the leaders are scared of people. If he don't do any good works for people's satisfaction, the people won't elect that person after 5 years. But what about those 5 years of a country? What about those 5 years? What he's gonna do? She said on her first introduction that some developed country like US, UK, Japan, Germany are democratic countries. But I think she has a lackings of information because UK is not a democratic country. UK is a country which runs with king or queen and it's a monarchy country. Now, according to the father of philosophy Plato, voting is a skill which should have that person who has proper expertise to select someone. And then if he has given an example on his famous book, The Republic, on the sixth part, that if you want to ride on a ship, who will be the captain of the ship? A random person who says that I can drive ship well, or a normal person, or a skilled person who has education, who has proper skill and ties to drive a ship. Of course, the second one. If our dress cracks, we go to a tailor to sew it. If our shoe cracks, we go to a cobbler to sew it. In each and every sector, we select the skilled person to do it. And it's all about the next 5 years, about the future of a country for next 5 years. Where the skilled person shouldn't have the right to elect someone. In actual, what is a skill? And it should have for those person who knows politics well, who has the expertise, proper education, and all. And in maximum countries, there's a percentage of illiteracy, and most of them don't aware of political issues. So according to Plato, they shouldn't allow to vote someone. That's all from my side.
Thank you very much. And I would like to give them cordial thanks to all the debaters. They have tried to their best to prove that Someone has tried to make it prove that democratic government is the best form of government. Some of them have tried to prove it that democratic government is not the best form of government. I know everything has pros and cons. This should have advantage and disadvantage for each subject and topic, except for the divine one. But I do believe whenever you have some logic, you can prove that it's going to be the perfect one. Suppose I have a pen. If you can prove it as a magical stick. That means it's all about the logical fallacy. If you do have logical explanation, you can crack down someone. So we should upgrade our brain. We should use the proper use of the neuron and all so that we can have the better society. You are the future of the society. You are gonna lead the society. So if you can make the proper statement about our government and all, I do believe in future you are going to be the brighter future and brighter leader for our country. Yeah, sure, skilled person and skilled leader will be there among you. I do believe perfectly. We're not gonna make the physical fight. We're gonna make the world full of mental fight. That means logical explanation and crackdown will be there for long. That's all for today. All the very best and thank you again, all the debaters.